I love my husband. I love my kids. I finally decided to love myself too. For me, like, God is the head of my life. And I really sought him like never before because, I mean, God forbid I moved to another state and then...
The content that I have for you today is so damn ridiculous that the original poster deleted it off of her TikTok. And I think it's for right reason. After the internet got a hold of it and shamed her for her ridiculous psychopathic thoughts and beliefs, which led to the actions of her abandoning her family, her husband, and her kids due to her own selfishness. Guys, we got to get after this particular conversation the only way that we know how. And shout out to actually not the MT Army, but one of the members of the MTRers. One of the lovely ladies sent me this video because, again, it's deleted off of her TikTok. Let's get after it. Without further ado.
I love my husband. I love my kids.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
And I moved to a whole new city. A whole new state, rather. Just me, no one else. And I didn't move because I didn't love them, but I finally decided to love myself too.
Oh.
And so for years, like, I put myself on the back burner, you know, just being a mom, being a wife, which is great, you know, that's awesome. But, you know, all this time, like, I was wearing a smile, but deep down, like, I wasn't really happy inside, you know. And so one day I realized that I couldn't keep living a life that made everyone else comfortable while I was crumbling inside. So literally, like, I made the most hardest decision, like, ever, like the most soul stretching decision, like, ever. And that was to pack my bags and move to Nashville. I actually, one day I just woke up and, you know, I was just like, well, I can't do this anymore. Like,
This is horrific.
I feel like I need to do something different, like, other than what I'm doing. And I felt like I needed to find me again. Like I said, because, you know, I felt like I was losing myself. So anyway, like, rewinding, I had actually applied for a position with Vanderbilt. And I ended up getting the position, and they were offering a sign-on bonus as well as a relocation bonus.
So it wasn't that you got up and just thought to do this one day. It was planned. You applied for it. This is a position in a different city. No, I'm sorry, a different state. It's amazing to me that these women will abandon their families, will destroy their families for their own internal selfishness. You're not abandoning your family because there's a domestic issue. There's no abuse. No one is putting you in harm's way. And in fact, you just wanted time for yourself. And even the lifestyle that she lives, and we can get into it right in a couple of seconds up on her TikTok, seems like a beautiful lifestyle. Sounds like to me through your selfishness that you want to go back to the streets, that you want to go back to getting your back blown out by casuals. You want to go back to your Sex in the City type of a lifestyle. But let's keep listening.
And yeah, like, I got the position and I took it. So anyway, no safety net, like, no guarantees, no nothing. I applied for my apartment and everything. Like, I literally, like, got approved for everything, like, right away. So it seems like everything had just fell into my lap. Like, it was what I was supposed to be doing.
Got it.
And because of that, like, it really validated my decision to leave. And so I did that. I get to Nashville. I started rebuilding my life. You know, I even, like, started thinking, like, of another business endeavor that I had been thinking about for, like, the past 5 years that I never, like, built up the courage to do. And if you know me, like, you know I've had businesses. Even, like, just saving money, paying off debt, like, rebuilding my credit, like, everything. Like, I got my stuff back up, which I'm, like, totally proud of. And now,
You guys being able to see why the men in this side of the internet continue to preach to the men why you must be the backbone of the relationship, why you need to be the foundation of the relationship, why you need to be the leader of the relationship. Men cannot move this way by the airy-fairiness of your thoughts in a particular moment, because the irrationality, the feelings that guide them within their lives can be so destructive as to destroy the foundation of said family. They will let this made-up feeling, and they'll call it a gut feeling, take them away from their children, away from their husband, back to the streets from where they came. She has a husband and multiple children, plural, and she still looks like she's in her 20s, so the kids are probably super young. When the children need you most, you want to be a boss bee. What? Men, if you're in any relationship and you are not the leader, then you are at the whim of the emotional control of a woman's emotions. And that's a position that you never want to be.
Like, I'm getting ready to graduate with my master's in public health here in September 5th to be exact. And honestly, like, I still have like a long ways to go. Like, there's still so much that I want to do. I cried, I prayed, like, I healed, and I did a lot, like, and I found me. But like I said, like, I'm not done yet, and I'm like so damn proud of how far that I've come. Like, you don't even know the half. And I contemplated about whether like I wanted to even share this, you know, because yeah, like, I've always like shared, you know, good news about, you know, certain things happening like in my life, but I've never just opened up and really just shared my truth to people. So this is new for me, and it's definitely like, you know, taking a leap of faith, because this is nothing that I, you know, ever really like imagined doing.
And we're the narcissists.
But yeah, this is my story. And honestly, like, this is for any woman who feels stuck or torn or like scared to choose herself. You're not a bad mom. You're not a bad wife for choosing you. It doesn't mean that you're abandoning love. It doesn't mean that you're abandoning your family. It just means that you're making space for the version of you that has been buried so long under obligation. And that's exactly what it was.
Men can't do this, all right? I don't never want to see none of you dudes out here making some talking into the camera, talking about buried under the burden of obligation. That's what we are made to do. We are made to be obligated. We are made to provide structure, to provide support, to lead. That's what we're put on this planet to do. You put these women in leadership positions and they crumble to their emotions. And the sickness is that they will fold and act like it was the empowerment. And they'll upload videos to the internet instructing other women to follow them. Where are the women out there that see content like this and critique it the same way that I'll do? Because her and her echo chamber, through whatever media that she's been looking at, really thought that this was a great idea. No, ma'am. The flex would be figuring it out within your family. The flex would be continuing the marriage. What in the world is happening here? She's acting like being selfish while already having a family is empowerment. This is bullshit mindset.
If you are in your breaking point area, like, girl, I totally see you. Like, I see you. But you just, if that is something that you're wanting to do, like, I would just say pray about it. You know, for me, like, God is the head of my life. And I really sought him like never before, because, I mean, God forbid I moved to another state and then, you know, the worst happens, you know? But everything fell into place. And then, you know, even my husband and I, like, our relationship got better. It started off like really rocky, but we got better, and, you know, we developed a deeper understanding of each other. And I feel like things are better than ever because I know who I am now, like, even more so. Because when we got married, I was a 22-year-old girl. I had a 5-month-old baby, and I didn't know nothing about being grown. And I was just going along with him, just following his lead, you know. And because of that, I really didn't know who I was. Like I said, I was just going along, you know, just following my man. You know, he was older, and, you know, he had the life and everything. But I had to find like what works for me, and I'm so glad that I did, because yeah, it was literally like the best thing I ever could have done for myself, because yeah.
I don't want to get into a full discussion about God and God-fearing here, but you guys already know I talk ill of the women that say that they want a God-fearing man, and then you go and look at their digital footprint, their presence, or even look at some of their friends, and they are anything but God-fearing. But do we really think that God would appreciate you abandoning your family just so that you can focus on your own internal desires? Now, meanwhile, this video, prior to being deleted, she had the comment section off because she couldn't handle the comments, the criticism, the critique, the feedback that this video is getting. And it means to me that, and this goes especially for dudes that are out there, if you ever feel like, you're having a conversation with somebody, you always just say to yourself, I wish that there was a third party in here to listen, because she's making me feel like I'm crazy right now for saying these very logical things. But logic doesn't matter if her feelings are in control of the conversation. It's just about what she feels within this. But if they post it up on the internet, then they get objective, well, subjective, because it's based off of people's biases, but their opinion into, what it is that she's saying. And that opinion can more so validate your points, your positions. And that's what happened in this particular matter. That's the only reason why she took it down after the fact. Now, I went up to this lovely young lady's Instagram in order to take a look to see if we can learn anything new. I'm sorry, it's not her Instagram, it's her TikTok. Actually, her Instagram barely has anything on it, and some of these things are a repeat of her TikTok. But I came up on here and I found a couple of interesting things. The first thing that I saw is look at this stove, baby. Now, that's a Viking stove. And that stove alone, the double-decker stove, is like a $5,000 stove, all right? So I call this out to say is that she's living a fantastic lifestyle. Never was there a Viking stove ever in any Section 8 type of housing. They're one of the most expensive stoves that you can get. What's also interesting is that she's creating content about meals that she's making for her husband. Let's see where she came. Oh, wedding ring on. Look at that rock back there. Damn. So even if you're paying $20,000, $30,000 for wedding rings, apparently it doesn't matter, gents. Interesting finding. All right. Anyway, let's get off of this. I also noticed right here is, and this was actually posted 6 days ago. So 6 days ago, hold up, let's go back. 6 days ago, she's prioritizing, I'm trying to help get my followers up. You feel me? You should be trying to help get your family back. The priorities is wild. I'm currently sitting at 643. Help your girl get the 1K, please. This is absurd to me. This is so crazy. And of course, to cap off the wonderful life that she was living, she posts up videos of her dancing, and I can't play the music. Okay. Due to copyright, but let's just call a spade. Let's just call this what it is. All right. If you want to stand in front of the world and justify abandoning your husband, your children without real cause, the cause of just selfishness, you are not showing strength. You are broadcasting selfishness. And what's so interesting is that these are the same ones that create content later on and call the man selfish. Meanwhile, that man was trying his best to lead you in a direction of value, of standards, of structure. And you threw it all away. The title, the importance of being a wife as well as a mother is not just something that you can turn on and off like a light switch whenever you feel like. It's a decision that you made. It's a lifelong commitment that you made under God. And commitments denote sacrifice. It denotes obligation. Sacrifice and obligation that you'll have to put above yourself for a considerable amount of time. Sacrifices and obligations aren't meant to be when it's convenient for you. You need to do them when it's inconvenient for you. And that's why I tell all of my G's out there, and why so much of my content goes over behaviors that lead to action. Because if you're not vetting the actions, if you're not vetting the mindset, so the behavior, before you put a damn ring on it, you must understand her aesthetics are going to fade. But the mindset, the character, the discipline, the loyalty will remain. And if a woman has the gall or the indecency to walk away, to abandon her family, then the family was never her highest priority in the first place. Guys, sometimes when I do this content, I get utterly exhausted after. I think I need to go take a damn cold shower after this one, right? Just go back to take a shower, go back to sleep, and go and restart my day. These are the ones that leave a lasting impression. And here's the thing. One of the MTRs resent this to me. I need some of the ladies to come down up in here and let me know what it is that you officially think about content like this. Because as men watch this, we are making rational decisions. We're making rational decisions because we're not dealing with women with the mindsets, the behavior, the stick-to-itiveness of our grandmothers anymore. It's a new version out here, a modern version that prioritizes the selfishness of their own wants over the commitment that it takes for family. So we got to see you guys pop off just as much as the men are going to be popping off down in the comment section down below, because we got to talk about this. Until next time, you two. Peace.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes. You a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by a high value man.